The Belgian Malinois is a highly intelligent, active, and driven breed, known for its exceptional work ethic and versatility. This breed has earned a reputation as one of the most capable working dogs, frequently excelling in roles such as police and military service, search and rescue operations, and detection work. While these traits make the Belgian Malinois an ideal dog for demanding tasks, they also make the breed particularly susceptible to boredom when not provided with sufficient mental and physical stimulation. The Malinois' lack of tolerance for boredom can lead to a variety of negative behaviors, which, if left unaddressed, can significantly impact both the dog's well-being and the environment it lives in. Understanding why the Belgian Malinois struggles with boredom, what consequences arise from insufficient stimulation, and how to prevent or mitigate these issues is essential for maintaining a healthy, well-behaved dog. At its core, the Belgian Malinois is a working dog. Unlike many companion breeds, which may be content with a more relaxed lifestyle, the Malinois thrives on activity, purpose, and mental engagement. The breed's origins as a herding dog, paired with its remarkable intelligence, makes it highly motivated to perform tasks and problem solve. This drive to work is ingrained in the breed's DNA, and when the Malinois does not have a job to do, it can become anxious, frustrated, or even destructive. A dog that is constantly eager to engage with its environment and is naturally predisposed to challenge itself mentally cannot simply be content with inactivity. If a Belgian Malinois is left alone without stimulation, it is likely to seek out ways to entertain itself, which can often result in undesirable behavior. The most obvious consequence of boredom in a Belgian Malinois is destructive behavior. The breed's high energy levels and drive make it more prone to acting out if it doesn't have an appropriate outlet for its impulses. Destructive behaviors commonly seen in bored Malinois include chewing on furniture, shoes, or household items, digging in the yard, and excessive barking. The Malinois' intelligence can make these behaviors even more problematic, as the dog often learns how to manipulate its environment to gain access to objects or areas it should not. For example, a bored Malinois might figure out how to open cabinets or gates, escape from the yard, or break into trash cans. These behaviors can result in significant damage to the home or property and cause frustration for the owner. Excessive chewing is one of the most common destructive behaviors linked to boredom in Belgian Malinois. While chewing is a natural canine behavior, it becomes problematic when the dog chews on inappropriate items, such as furniture, shoes, or electrical cords. The act of chewing can be a coping mechanism for the Malinois, as the dog uses it to relieve stress, frustration, or excess energy. Without proper stimulation, the dog may chew excessively, damaging valuable belongings and creating an unsafe environment for itself, especially if the dog chews on items like electrical wires or chemicals. This destructive chewing is often a sign that the Malinois is mentally under-challenged and is attempting to find an outlet for its boundless energy. Another consequence of boredom is digging. This behavior is especially prevalent when the Belgian Malinois is left outside or confined in a yard without sufficient stimulation. Digging is instinctual for some dogs, and in the case of the Malinois, it can be an expression of boredom, stress, or an attempt to escape from an unenriching environment. The Malinois' high prey drive, which often includes a desire to dig in the earth to uncover prey, can exacerbate this behavior. When bored, the dog might dig to create a cool spot to lie in, or simply as a means of releasing pent-up energy. In extreme cases, a Malinois that is left without enough stimulation may dig large holes in the yard, or attempt to escape from its yard, risking injury or running into dangerous situations such as traffic. Excessive barking is another common result of insufficient stimulation in the Belgian Malinois. The breed is naturally alert and protective, making it prone to vocalizing when it perceives a threat, or if it feels the need to alert its owner to something it has noticed. However, when bored or unstimulated, a Malinois may bark excessively or even non-stop, as it tries to engage with its environment in any way it can. This excessive barking can become a nuisance, not just within the household but also to neighbors or others in the vicinity. Since Belgian Malinois are highly intelligent, they can learn that barking results in attention, even if that attention is negative. In this way, barking becomes an outlet for frustration, and the dog may escalate this behavior over time, becoming increasingly difficult to manage. In addition to the obvious destructive behaviors, a lack of mental stimulation in the Belgian Malinois can lead to more subtle but equally problematic issues, such as anxiety and hyperactivity. The breed's strong need for activity and purpose means that when it does not receive sufficient stimulation, it may develop symptoms of anxiety. This can manifest in a variety of ways, such as pacing, whining, drooling, or restlessness. The Malinois may become increasingly agitated or unable to settle down, and its anxiety can escalate if not addressed. In some cases, this anxiety can lead to physical manifestations such as gastrointestinal problems, weight loss, or changes in eating habits. Hyperactivity is another common issue, as the dog becomes so overwhelmed by its excess energy that it is unable to remain calm or focused. This hyperactivity can make it difficult for the owner to engage in training or establish control over the dog's behavior. The inability to focus is a direct consequence of insufficient stimulation in Belgian Malinois. The breed is known for its intelligence and quick learning, but without mental challenges, it can quickly become distracted or disengaged. In a training context, a bored Malinois may lose interest in commands, fail to follow instructions, or show signs of impatience. This can make training more difficult and frustrating for the owner, particularly if the dog is not receiving the appropriate level of mental enrichment. Without proper stimulation, the Belgian Malinois may struggle to focus during training sessions, making it harder for the owner to achieve the desired behavior. In more severe cases, this lack of focus can lead to the dog becoming disobedient or even developing behavioral problems, such as aggression or resource guarding. A lack of stimulation also affects the bond between the Belgian Malinois and its owner. Because this breed is so reliant on human interaction and guidance, boredom can lead to an increase in dependence or destructive attachment behaviors. A bored Malinois might follow its owner around the house incessantly, demand attention, or display symptoms of separation anxiety when left alone. This creates an emotionally taxing situation for both the dog and the owner, as the dog becomes more reliant on external stimulation to cope with its boredom. When the Malinois does not have the ability to self-soothe or find productive ways to release energy, it becomes more reliant on its owner to provide the necessary mental and physical stimulation, which can be overwhelming for the owner, particularly if they are not prepared for the level of attention the dog requires. One of the more serious long-term consequences of boredom in a Belgian Malinois is the potential for the dog to develop compulsive or obsessive behaviors. This can include repetitive actions such as spinning in circles, chasing its tail, licking, or obsessively staring at certain objects. These behaviors are often a sign that the dog is not receiving enough stimulation to channel its energy in healthy ways. Over time, compulsive behaviors can escalate, making it increasingly difficult for the dog to function in a calm, controlled manner. In some cases, this can lead to permanent behavioral changes that may require professional intervention to address. Compulsive behaviors are a clear indication that the Belgian Malinois is experiencing significant stress or anxiety due to lack of stimulation. And if left unchecked, these behaviors can become deeply ingrained. Preventing boredom-related issues in the Belgian Malinois requires a proactive approach. The most important step in preventing these problems is to provide regular physical and mental stimulation. Belgian Malinois thrive on activities that engage both their mind and body. Regular exercise is essential to burn off excess energy, and activities such as running, hiking, playing fetch, or engaging in canine sports like agility or obedience competitions provide the necessary physical outlets. Mental stimulation is equally important, and owners should incorporate puzzle toys, scent work, advanced training, and problem-solving exercises into the dog's routine. Keeping the Malinois engaged with new challenges and experiences helps prevent boredom and reduces the likelihood of destructive behaviors. Training should also be structured and consistent. Belgian Malinois excel in environments where they have clear boundaries and consistent expectations. Incorporating training sessions into daily routines, along with structured playtime, provides the dog with a sense of purpose and direction. Positive reinforcement, using treats, praise, or toys, is crucial for maintaining the dog's motivation to engage in learning and exercise. The more engaging and varied the activities are, the less likely the Belgian Malinois is to become bored and resort to undesirable behaviors. In conclusion, the Belgian Malinois' lack of tolerance for boredom is a key factor that can lead to a wide range of behavioral issues, including destructive behavior, anxiety, hyperactivity, and difficulty focusing. This breed requires consistent physical exercise, mental stimulation, and structured training to prevent boredom and ensure that it remains a happy and well-adjusted companion. Belgian Malinois thrive when they are given a job to do, and when these needs are not met, they can develop problematic behaviors that are challenging to manage. By providing sufficient exercise, mental challenges, and consistent engagement, owners can prevent boredom-related issues and ensure that their Belgian Malinois is a well-behaved, balanced, and content member of the family.